All right, guys. So a lot has been going on with the CS2 markets over the past couple of weeks, but today specifically, I wanted to focus on cases, and we'll talk about multiple different cases and some cases that I actually think are pretty attractive purchases right now in the CS2 markets. But most specifically, I want to talk about the Fever case in this video today, because this is a case that has had some pretty controversial investing takes. It's obviously one that I've been talking about that I do think will eventually be a very, very strong investment. But there's a lot of people on both sides of this. A lot of people, are on both sides of just investing in the Armory in general right now. But right now, specifically, I think the Fever case is just way too cheap. And we're going to be talking about that and much more in this video today. But of course, first, I just want to mention my cash trading business. If you guys are looking to sell any of your CS2 skins, turn them into cold hard cash, crypto, PayPal, any other payment method, whatever, hit me up over on Twitter. It's going to be the first link in the description below. Also, my Discord is going to be linked down below, so you can join our Discord server and also DM me over there if you want to try to get some deals done. Of course, we like to buy anything and everything for the right price, but you guys know we prioritize getting the big deals done around here. So if you have any expensive skins, knives, gloves, bolt cases, maybe you want to sell your entire inventory, whatever, we are still trading. The new update has not slowed us down. The update has not stopped us. We are still helping you guys cash out safely, effectively, and efficiently. And if you're selling to me, you're helping support me and my channel, my content. With that being said, let's get right into this today. So what I saw that made me want to make this video was this on CS Float. The fact that Fever cases, when I looked yesterday, actually Fever cases were 60 cents. They are now 61 cents. Now, I've been having so many issues with Float recently. It's actually really annoying that I actually can't see the price history. But you'll see right now, buy orders at 62, which is actually above the listing price right now, but buy orders at 60, 59, whatever. But yes, 61 cents for the Fever case right now. And if we look at all cases in Counter-Strike 2, you will see the Fever case right now sits at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the 7th cheapest case on the market. But there is actually, weirdly enough, right now a very big difference between a lot of Steam prices and a lot of cash prices. So if we look at cash prices and compare the Fever case to the Gallery case is actually more expensive. Again, when I was looking yesterday, it was 60 cents for the Fever and 65 for the Gallery. Now 61 and 63, so they're definitely getting a little bit closer. But if we go based off those prices, then the Gallery or the Fever case becomes the 6th cheapest case in the entire game. Again, there's only a couple of cases that are below $1 on Steam, and the Fever case being one of those. Again, that just seems way too cheap to me, because it is not really up for much debate that the Fever case is one of the best cases in all of CS2. Some people would say it's the best case in all of CS2. Has really great skins, has great reds, great pinks, has obviously great golds, has really insane demand. It has unboxing numbers like we have truly never seen before. Even now, after the Fever case has been out for a while, you guys can see here in the very top right that still there's 11.6 million of these that have been unboxed in the past month. And again, this is even including like 3 weeks now at this point of having this trade reversal period where people were worried that cases were going to not be unboxed in mass as much anymore because, it's harder to buy up, thousands of stuff and have some huge unboxing, and content creators, it's harder for them to do these crazy unboxing numbers and all that stuff. But also during the same time where the Fever case is still seeing 11.6 million unboxed every single month, this is during a down period for CS2 where the player base is actually decreasing. This is now right now, we're on pace for the 4th straight month of decreasing player base. So the fact that the Fever case, and it's unprecedented, again, historic. We've never seen a case unboxed this much and at these rates. Historic demand. Obviously, some of that is there's more money in the CS markets than ever before. Some of it, there's more players than ever before. I'm not saying like, oh, it's clearly so insane because of the unboxing numbers, but the unboxing numbers are insane during a time where we have seen the player base dropping, and we've also had this trade reversal update at the same time where not only has the market crashed a little tiny bit, but also it has now become, like I said, more difficult to buy cases in mass and do these huge unboxings for content creators and all that different stuff, even for casual players that want to, unbox a ton of cases over even just the course of a week. It becomes really, really, really difficult. But yeah, the Fever case is still showing absolutely insane demand, absolutely insane unboxing numbers, really, really strong stuff. So the fact that it is now fallen to 61 cents, again, to me, this seems like a buying opportunity. Now, obviously, I think in the mega long term, I'm talking 3, 4, 5 years, however long it's going to take for this whole thing to play out, I think Fever case is going to be an insane investment. I think, getting one of the best cases in CS2 history with as much demand as it has, with as crazy unboxing numbers as it has for 60 cents right now, that's going to be insane. I think a couple years from now, especially if and when this thing gets removed from the Armory, this thing's going to be worth a lot more than 60 cents. If people keep unboxing these things in absolutely insane numbers, there's the supply is going to get eaten into so fast. But obviously there are risks. We don't know how long it's going to be in the Armory. We don't even know if it's going to be removed from the Armory at all. But again, I'm operating under the assumption that it will eventually be removed. But it could take a long time because obviously, at least now, Valve is heavily incentivized to leave this thing in the Armory and keep making millions of dollars off it, tens of millions, hundreds of millions, whatever amount of money they're going to make off it. They're incentivized to leave this thing in the Armory to, make people keep playing their game, keep grinding out stars, keep farming these cases. It ends up working out very, very well for everybody. But again, you see how many amazing cases there are in CS, and you see how many cases are under $1. It is not very many cases. It is it's increasingly rare to see a case for under $1. But also, at the same time, we have seen, if we zoom out a little bit, we have seen time and time again the Fever case and all the items in the Armory, they are constantly fluctuating up and down and up and down and up and down. Now, this is for a bunch of different reasons. One, as ROIs on items increase, people are incentivized to actually grind the game more and redeem their stars on those items more, because then you can make more profit, but then that actually pushes the ROI and the prices down. And then as the ROI and prices get pushed down, people are less incentivized to actually redeem the Fever case, and they're more incentivized to redeem something else, which then kind of pushes those prices back up. So constantly every item in the Armory is fluctuating up and down and up and down and up and down. But also at the same time, you have when people are anticipating new updates to be happening, and that starts to build hype and build anticipation, and people are like, oh, maybe this is the time that something will be removed from the Armory or whatever. Now, again, you might wonder, how does that actually affect the Fever case? Because no one expects the Fever case to be removed anytime soon. But the big key thing there is we don't need the Fever case to be removed from the Armory. We don't even need the Gallery case to be removed from the Armory. If anything gets removed from the Armory, any of the sticker collections, any of the gun collections, anything except for the limited edition items, obviously gets removed from the Armory, that will increase the Fever case in value. That will be amazing for the Fever case, because that means it is possible for things to get removed from the Armory, and it means likely that everything in the OG Armory collection, everything added, later on in like April of 2025 or whatever, will eventually be removed. So that would be a nice price spike for all these items. But also, even if things don't get removed, still, the anticipation and the possibility of things getting removed causes price booms, and that's what we've seen a couple of different times here. We've seen the Fever case rise up to $1.22. We've seen it rise up to $1.12. Again, it is back down now to 96 cents on Steam. So there is some money to be made even just by buying the lows and selling at the highs of this Fever case cycle. Even if you just bought every single one of the lows of the Fever case, you don't have to necessarily even sell at the highs. Even if you're just buying at the lows, you're getting a great cost basis, and you're getting a great discount for when eventually this thing does rise. Because the thing here is that the OG Armory collection came out in October of 2024. So the 1-year anniversary of all this stuff is coming up in just a couple of months. So right now, we know that there was no big new update. There was no update to the Armory. The limited edition item timed out. We didn't get anything new. We are waiting for something new to come to the Armory. So right now, people were excited, and then they got let down. Nothing changed. So now prices are dropping again. But once October comes around, I really think we're going to see all the Armory prices start to rise up again. Gallery case, Fever case, Sport and Field collection, M4 Fade, all this different stuff. Those prices are going to start rising up, because when that 1-year anniversary of the Armory stuff comes around, people are going to be expecting, hoping, thinking, wanting something to be removed. They're going to start getting excited. They're going to start buying in anticipation. They're going to start buying before that actually happens. And then if stuff does get removed, prices are going to explode even further. But even if stuff doesn't get removed, you are going to have a time period right before then where, again, we've seen this up and down period time and time again, a couple different times already. So that's why I think the Fever case right now is just a little bit too cheap. One, I think it's an amazing case. I think in the long term, there's no way 61 cents is not an amazing deal. Again, great skin, insane unboxing numbers, great skins inside of it, great case, one of the best cases of all time. It's one of the cheapest cases in the game, and that by no means accurately reflects its value in the game overall. But also, again, there will be in a couple of months, some more Armory hype and Armory anticipation that is going to push prices higher. But we've also seen, just another insane thing going on recently, that all cases are kind of down over the past month. Again, this isn't necessarily on Steam. These are Buff 163 and cash prices, but over the past month, also just a great time in general to be buying cases, because over the past 30 days, we have seen only one single case, that is the CSGO Weapon Case 1, be in the green. Every single other case is down. Some cases, flat like the Danger Zone, some cases down 2.27%, as low as that like the Prism case, some cases down as much as 21%, 21%, 21%, 19%, 19%, 19%. Right now is a great time to be buying cases in general, which maybe makes the Fever case even a little bit of a less attractive buy, because there's just so many buying the dip opportunities right now. But it seems like right now, a ton of cases, Fever case included, are just at a little bit of a a discount, a little bit of a price depreciation, a little bit of a downtrend, maybe because of trade reversal, maybe because the player base going down, maybe because unboxing numbers are falling a little bit. I don't necessarily know, but guess what? Whenever prices are down across the board, I'm going to be looking to buy the dip. I think right now is a great time to buy the dip on the Fever case. I think it's a great time to buy the dip on a ton of different cases, and probably just a lot of different CS2 items in general, because yes, the player base has dipped over the summer. Unboxing numbers are down, the markets are down, but guess what? It's already August. The summer's almost up. We have a CS2 major coming up at the end of the year. We're probably getting some big new CS2 updates toward the end of the year, and it's going to be winter where people are going to be back shut in inside. They're going to be, playing video games on the weekends. They're going to be grinding with their friends, all that good stuff. And yeah, I think the end of this year and into 2026 is going to be a big time for CS2 investing once again. And honestly, somebody like me who's still always buying CS2 stuff, I love these dip opportunities just as much as the time where the market's going crazy, because these are times where you can get discounts. These are times where you can make a lot of money. So I think the Fever case is way too cheap right now. I think it's a great purchase, but I think there's a lot of great purchases in the market right now. So I don't know. Hopefully go out and make some smart investments. Good luck. Hopefully catch you guys in the next one. Until then, peace.